Hello, my friend. I'm really happy you're here today. This is Jack Ma, and before we begin, I want to ask you a simple question. When you try to speak English, what happens inside your mind? Really, take a moment and think about it. Maybe you know many English words. Maybe you have studied grammar for months or even years. Maybe you can understand English videos, read English sentences, and follow conversations when other people are speaking slowly. But when it is your turn to speak, something strange happens. Your mind suddenly becomes busy. You start thinking in your own language first. Then you try to translate that thought into English. Then you worry about grammar. Then you search for the correct word. And before the sentence comes out, the moment feels heavy. Your mouth feels slow. Your confidence becomes weak. And you may think, why can I understand English, but I cannot speak it naturally? If this sounds familiar, please understand something very important. You are not alone. Many English learners have the same problem. They do not have a problem with intelligence. They do not have a problem with memory. They do not have a problem with effort. The real problem is that their brain has learned English as something to study, but not yet as something to think with. They have trained their eyes to read English. They have trained their ears to hear English. But they have not trained their brain to create simple English thoughts quickly. And they have not trained mouth to speak those thoughts calmly. So today, my friend, I want to help you begin changing that. I want to help you stop depending only on translation and start building the habit of thinking directly in English, step by step, in a simple and natural way. Many learners believe that thinking in English means you must have perfect English. They imagine that one day, when they know enough words, enough grammar, and enough advanced phrases, suddenly their brain will start using English automatically. But that is not how fluency usually works. Fluency does not come only from knowing more. Fluency comes from using what you already know again and again until it becomes easy. You do not need to think in difficult English. You need to start thinking in simple English. You do not need to speak like a native speaker on the first day. You need to build small English thoughts every day until your brain becomes comfortable with them. A fluent speaker is not someone who knows every word. A fluent speaker is someone who can use simple words quickly, clearly, and confidently in real situations. So in today's lesson, I want you to see English in a new way. English is not only subject. English is not only a notebook, a grammar rule, or a vocabulary list. English is a tool for your daily life. You can use it when you wake up. You can use it when you drink water. You can use it when you look outside the window. You can use it when you choose your clothes, make breakfast, check your phone, walk to work, clean your room, or think about your plans. The secret is simple. If you want to speak English fluently, you must invite English into your normal thoughts. Not only during study time, not only when you open a book, not only when you watch a lesson, but during small, real moments in your day. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking only in your own language, you can make one small English thought. You can say in your mind, I am awake. Then you can say, I feel sleepy. Then you can say, I need to get up. These sentences are not difficult, but they are powerful. Why? Because your brain is learning to connect real life with English directly. You are not translating a big idea. You are naming the moment in English. And when you do this again and again, your brain slowly begins to understand. English is not only for lessons. English is for life. Let us practice this right now in a very simple way. I want you to imagine that you are starting your morning. You open your eyes. You sit on the bed. You look around your room. Now say these sentences slowly after me. I am waking up. I feel a little tired. The room is quiet. I need to start my day. I will wash my face. I will drink some water. Now pause for a moment and feel these sentences. Do not treat them like grammar. Treat them like real thoughts. These are the kinds of thoughts you can create every morning. They are short. They are simple. But they teach your brain to move directly into English. Now maybe you are thinking, but Jack Ma, my thoughts are more complicated than this. I want to say bigger things. Yes, I understand that. But fluency grows from small automatic thoughts first. Before you can speak long sentences easily, your brain needs many short sentences that feel natural. Think about a child learning a language. A child does not begin with perfect long explanations. A child begins with small useful ideas. I want this. I like that. I am hungry. Where is it? Come here. I don't know. These small sentences become the foundation of natural speech. English learners often skip this step. They want advanced English too quickly, but their simple English is not automatic yet. So when they speak, they feel pressure. They know many things, but nothing comes out smoothly. This is why thinking in English should begin with your daily life. Your daily life gives you thousands of simple practice moments. When you are eating, think, this food is hot. It tastes good. I need more salt. I am full. When you are walking outside, think the weather is nice. The street is busy. That car is moving fast. I need to cross the road. When you are working or studying, think, I have many tasks today. This is important. I need to focus. I will finish this first. These sentences may look small, but they are training your brain to think in English without waiting for translation. Now let us do another small exercise together. Look around you right now, wherever you are. Choose 3 things you can see. Maybe you see a phone, a table, a chair, a window, a notebook, a cup, or a door. Now make one English sentence for each thing. You can say, my phone is near me. The table is clean. The window is open. If you want to make it a little stronger, add one feeling or one action. My phone is near me, but I will not check it now. The table is clean, so I can study here. The window is open, and fresh air is coming in. This is how you train English thinking. You do not wait for a perfect topic. You use the real world in front of you. The important thing is not to make perfect sentences. The important thing is to create English thoughts quickly and calmly. Many learners stop themselves because they are afraid of mistakes. They think, what if my sentence is wrong? But my friend, when you are practicing alone, mistakes are not dangerous. Mistakes are part of training. If you say, I go to kitchen now, maybe it is not perfect, but your brain is trying to speak. Later, you can improve it and say, I am going to the kitchen now. But if you stay silent because you are afraid, your brain gets no training. So do not wait for perfect English before you practice. Practice is how your English becomes better. A very useful rule is this. Think small, speak often. Think small, speak often. Do not try to describe your whole life in English immediately. Just describe one moment. Do not try to explain a big idea immediately. Just say one clear sentence. When you drink tea, say this tea is warm. When your phone rings, say someone is calling me. When you cannot find something, say, where is my key? When you feel tired, say, I need a short break. These small sentences are like small steps. One step does not look powerful, but many steps can take you very far. So from today, I want you to begin with a simple daily challenge. For the next few minutes, and later in your real life, try to name your actions in English. When you stand up, think, I am standing up. When you sit down, think, I am sitting down. When you open a door, think, I am opening the door. When you close a book, think, I am closing the book. When you start working, think, I am starting my work. This may feel too easy, but easy practice is not useless practice. Easy practice builds speed. Easy practice builds comfort. Easy practice teaches your brain that English can come without fear. And this is the first big change I want you to make. Stop waiting for English to appear only in big conversations. Start using English in small private moments. Because when your brain becomes comfortable with English in small moments, it becomes stronger in bigger moments. When you can think, I need to leave now. While you are getting ready, it becomes easier to say, I need to leave now, in a real conversation. When you can think, I don't understand this. While you are studying, it becomes easier to say, I don't understand this. Can you explain it again? To another person. Your private practice becomes your public confidence. So remember this, my friend. Thinking in English is not magic. It is training. Speaking fluently is not a gift that only some people have. It is a skill you can build. And you build it by connecting English to your real life, one small thought at a time, one simple sentence at a time, one calm practice moment at a time. The first thing I want you to understand is this. Thinking in English does not begin with big sentences. It begins with small thoughts. Many learners make the mistake of waiting until they can think in perfect English. They imagine that one day their mind will suddenly change and every thought will come in beautiful English sentences. But real progress does not happen like that. Real progress starts when you begin using simple English for simple moments. You do not need to think, I must express my whole personality in English today. You only need to think, I am drinking water. I am opening my phone. I need to leave soon. I feel tired. This is easy. This is difficult. These small thoughts may look too simple, but they are the beginning of real fluency. Because fluency is not only about knowing English. Fluency is about reaching English quickly when you need it. When you depend on translation, your brain has to work too hard. First, you think in your own language. Then you search for English words. Then you check grammar. Then you worry about pronunciation. Then you try to speak. That is a long road. And when you are in a real conversation, you do not have enough time to travel that long road for every sentence. This is why you feel slow. This is why your mind becomes blank. It is not because you do not know English. It is because your brain is still using the translation path. So our goal is to create a shorter path. We want your brain to see a real situation and connect it directly to simple English. You see your phone, and your mind says, I need to check my messages. You see food, and your mind says, I am hungry. You see the time, and your mind says, I am late. This direct connection is the beginning of thinking in English. Let us practice this in a very easy way. Imagine you are sitting in your room. You look around slowly. You see a chair. You see a table. You see a door. You see your phone. Now, instead of translating from your language, just make tiny English thoughts. This is my chair. The table is near me. The door is closed. My phone is on the table. Now make the thoughts a little more alive. I am sitting on the chair. I can study at this table. I will open the door later. I should not use my phone too much. You see what is happening here? You are not studying a grammar rule. You are using English to describe your real world. This is one of the fastest ways to train your brain because your eyes, your actions, and your English thoughts are working together. Now, I want you to use this method during your morning routine. When you wake up, do not wait for a special study time. Start with the first few minutes of your day. Think, I am awake. I need to get up. I feel sleepy, but I will start my day. When you wash your face, think the water is cold. I am washing my face. I feel fresh now. When you make tea or coffee, think, I am making tea. The cup is hot. I like this smell. When you choose your clothes, think, I will wear this shirt today. This color looks good. I need something comfortable. These are not just random sentences. These are daily English connections. The more you repeat them, the faster they become. A good exercise is called action speaking. It means you say what you are doing while you are doing it. You can do this quietly in your mind, or you can say it softly if you are alone. For example, while you clean your room, say, I am cleaning my room. I am picking up my clothes. I am putting this book on the shelf. I am throwing this paper away. While you cook, say, I am cutting the vegetables. I am adding salt. I am waiting for the food. It smells good. While you walk, say, I am walking slowly. The street is busy. A man is crossing the road. I need to be careful. This exercise is simple, but it is powerful because it teaches your brain to produce English in real time. Now, some learners may say, but I feel silly doing this. That is normal in the beginning. Anything new feels strange at first. But remember, you are not doing this to impress anyone. You are doing this to train your brain. A musician practices simple notes. An athlete practices simple movements. A speaker practices simple sentences. You cannot become fluent only by watching other people speak. You become fluent by producing English yourself, again and again, until your mouth and mind become comfortable. So even if the sentences feel easy, do not ignore them. Easy sentences build speed. Easy sentences build confidence. Easy sentences create the base for longer sentences. After you become comfortable with naming actions, you can move to short opinions. This is very important because real conversations are not only about actions. People often ask what you think, what you like, what you prefer, and how you feel. So begin practicing small opinions in English every day. When you eat something, think, I like this food. It is too spicy. It tastes fresh. I want something sweet. When you watch something, think, this is interesting. This is boring. I like this speaker. This story is useful. When you finish a task, think, that was easy. That took longer than I expected. I did a good job. I can do better next time. These small opinions help you become more natural because conversation needs feelings, not only facts. Let us practice opinion sentences together. Repeat these slowly in your mind or out loud. I like this because it is simple. I do not like this because it feels difficult. I prefer tea because it makes me calm. I prefer studying in the morning because my mind is fresh. I feel nervous, but I can still try. I feel tired, so I need a short break. Now try to make your own sentence with the same pattern. Start with, I like this because, and finish the sentence with your own idea. Then say, I prefer, and finish it with something from your daily life. Maybe you say, I prefer walking in the evening. Maybe you say, I prefer simple English practice. The sentence does not need to be perfect. It only needs to come from you. Another important step is to stop translating full sentences and start using English chunks. A chunk is a small group of words that native speakers use together naturally. For example, I need to is a chunk. You can say, I need to study. I need to call my friend. I need to finish this. I need to sleep early. Another useful chunk is you can say, I'm trying to improve my English. I'm trying to speak more clearly. I'm trying to wake up earlier. I'm trying to stay focused. When you learn chunks, you do not build every sentence from zero. You take one useful pattern and change the ending. This makes speaking faster and easier. So here's your next practice. Take the chunk, I need to, and use it 5 times a day. You can say, I need to drink water. I need to check my schedule. I need to clean my room. I need to practice English. I need to sleep on time. Then take the chunk, I want to, and use it 5 times. I want to speak fluently. I want to feel confident. I want to learn naturally. I want to understand movies. I want to talk without fear. These sentences are simple, but they train your brain to create English quickly. And when your brain can create simple sentences quickly, longer sentences become much easier later. The main idea is this. Do not wait for English practice to feel special. Make it normal. Make it part of your day. When you are alone, think in English for 1 minute. When you are walking, describe what you see. When you are eating, describe what you taste. When you are working, describe what you need to do. When you feel something, name that feeling in English. Every small English thought is like a small seed. At first, you may not notice a big change. But if you keep planting these small seeds every day, your English mind will slowly grow. And one day, in a real conversation, you will realize something beautiful. The sentence came faster. The words felt easier. You did not translate so much. You just spoke. Now, once you start using small English thoughts in daily life, the next important step is to train your brain to answer simple questions in English. This is very powerful because real conversations usually move through questions and answers. Someone asks you something, and you need to respond. Maybe the question is easy, but because your brain is translating, the answer feels slow. So we want to practice answering before real conversations happen. We want to make your brain familiar with common questions. So when someone asks you, your answer does not feel new. It feels like something your mind has already practiced many times. Start with questions about your day. Ask yourself, what am I doing now? Then answer, I am practicing English. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? Then answer, I feel calm. Or I feel a little tired, but I am okay. Ask yourself, what do I need to do today? Then answer, I need to finish my work. Or I need to clean my room. Or I need to study for 30 minutes. This simple question and answer practice trains your brain to think in English faster because you are not only describing things, you are responding. And responding is the heart of speaking fluently. Let us practice this together now. I will give you a simple question, and I want you to answer in your own way. You do not need a perfect answer. You only need a clear answer. The first question is, how is your day going? You can answer, my day is going well, or my day is busy, or my day is quiet, but I feel good. Now try to make your own answer. Say it slowly. My day is, and complete the sentence. The next question is, what are you doing right now? You can answer, I am listening and practicing. I am sitting in my room. I am trying to improve my English. Now make your own sentence. The next question is, what do you want to improve? You can answer, I want to improve my speaking. I want to think in English faster. I want to speak without fear. These questions are simple, but they help your brain become ready for real conversation. Another useful exercise is called the 1-minute English mind. For 1 minute, choose one small topic and think only in English. Do not worry if your sentences are basic. Do not stop because one word is missing. Just keep moving. For example, choose the topic, my morning. You can think, I wake up in the morning, I check the time, I wash my face, I drink water, sometimes I feel sleepy, I try to start my day slowly. I like quiet mornings because they help me feel peaceful. You see, these sentences are not complicated, but together they create a small English flow. That flow is important. Fluency is not only one correct sentence. Fluency is the ability to continue. If you forget a word during this 1-minute practice, do not stop. Use a simpler word. If you do not know how to say commute, say go to work. If you do not know how to say exhausted, say very tired. If you do not know how to say delicious, say very good. This is one of the biggest secrets of fluent speaking. Fluent speakers do not always use perfect or advanced words. They know how to continue with the words they have. Many learners stop speaking because they are searching for one perfect word. But in real conversation, the ability to continue is more important than the perfect word. If you can continue, you stay in the conversation. If you stop every time one word is missing, your confidence becomes weak. So I want you to practice simple replacement. When a difficult word does not come, replace it with easy English. For example, maybe you want to say, I was disappointed, but you forget the word disappointed. You can say, I felt bad because I expected something better. Maybe you want to say, this situation is complicated, but you forget complicated. You can say, this situation is not simple. Maybe you want to say, I postponed the meeting, but you forget postponed. You can say, I moved the meeting to another day. This is how you think in English more freely. You stop depending on one word, and you start expressing the idea. Let us practice this skill now. Imagine you want to say, I am exhausted, but you do not remember the word exhausted. You can say, I am very tired. Imagine you want to say, this food is delicious, but you do not remember delicious. You can say, this food tastes really good. Imagine you want to say, I am confused, but you do not remember confused. You can say, I do not understand clearly. This is not weak English. This is smart English. When you can explain your meaning with simple words, you become more flexible. And flexibility is a major part of fluency. Another reason learners struggle to think in English is that they try to build every sentence carefully in their head before speaking. They want to prepare the whole sentence perfectly and only then speak. But natural speaking does not work like writing. When we speak, we often begin with a simple start, and then we continue. For example, instead of waiting until you have a perfect sentence, begin with, I think, then continue. I think this is useful. I think I need more practice. I think speaking every day can help me. Or begin with, for me, then continue. For me, English is important. For me, mornings are better for practice. For me, speaking is harder than listening. These sentence starters help your brain begin quickly. You can collect a few sentence starters and use them every day. For example, I think, I feel, I want, I need, for me, in my opinion. The main thing is, one thing I noticed is, these starters are like doors. When you open the door, the rest of the sentence becomes easier. If someone asks, "Why do you want to improve English?" you can start with, "For me," and say, "For me, English is important because I want more opportunities." If someone asks, "Do you like learning alone?" you can start with, "I think," and say, "I think learning alone is useful, but speaking with people is also important." You do not need to create everything from nothing. Use a starter, then add your idea. Now let us practice sentence starters. Say these lines slowly and feel how they begin. I think English becomes easier with daily practice. I feel more confident when I speak simple sentences. For me, the hardest part is speaking quickly. One thing I noticed is that translation makes me slow. The main thing is to practice every day. Now choose one starter and make your own sentence. Start with "I think" and say something true about your English. Then start with "For me" and say something true about your learning. This kind of practice makes your speaking more personal, and personal English is easier to remember because it belongs to your real life. You should also train your inner voice. Your inner voice is the voice inside your mind. Many learners have an inner voice that speaks only in their first language. That is normal. But little by little, you can teach your inner voice to use English for small moments. When you are planning your day, think, "What should I do first? I should finish this task. After that, I will take a break." When you make a mistake, think, "It is okay. I can try again." When you feel nervous, think, "I can speak slowly. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to communicate." This is not only English practice. This is confidence practice. You are teaching your mind to support you in English. This matters because fluency is not only about words. It is also about emotional control. If you panic, even simple English becomes difficult. If you feel calm, even limited English becomes useful. So when you practice thinking in English, also practice calm thoughts. Say, "I can take my time. I can use simple words. I can ask for help. I can repeat myself. I can make mistakes and continue." These sentences prepare you for real conversations. When you speak with someone and you feel pressure, your brain will remember these calm English thoughts. They will help you stay present instead of freezing. By now, you can see that thinking in English is not one big exercise. It is a collection of small habits. Describe what you see. Name what you do. Give small opinions. Answer simple questions. Use sentence starters. Replace difficult words with easy words. Speak to yourself with calm English thoughts. These habits may look small, but together, they train your brain to stop waiting for translation. And the more you practice them, the more English becomes part of your natural thinking. You will not become fluent in one day, but every day you practice like this, your mind becomes a little faster, your mouth becomes a little freer, and your confidence becomes a little stronger. Now, after you train your mind to create small English thoughts, the next step is to move those thoughts from your mind to your mouth. This is where many learners feel stuck. They can think of a sentence quietly, but when they try to speak it out loud, it feels different. Their mouth feels uncomfortable. Their pronunciation feels uncertain. Their voice becomes low. They start judging themselves. But this is normal, my friend. Speaking is not only a mental skill, it is also a physical skill. Your tongue, lips, breathing, and voice all need practice. That is why thinking in English is powerful, but thinking alone is not enough. If you want to speak fluently, you must give your mouth daily practice too. A simple way to do this is to speak your English thoughts out loud when you are alone. You do not need to speak loudly. You do not need to perform. Just speak gently, clearly, and slowly. For example, if you think, "I need to start my work," say it out loud. "I need to start my work." If you think, "I feel tired today," say it out loud. "I feel tired today." If you think, "I want to improve my speaking," say it out loud. "I want to improve my speaking." This small step matters because your brain may know the sentence, but your mouth needs to feel the sentence. When your mouth repeats useful sentences many times, speaking becomes smoother. Let us practice this now. Say these sentences slowly, as if you are speaking to yourself in a calm way. I can think in English. I can use simple words. I can speak slowly and clearly. I just need to continue. Now say them again, but this time, try to make your voice a little stronger. I can think in English. I can use simple words. I can speak slowly and clearly. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to continue. You may notice that these are not only speaking sentences, they are confidence sentences. When you repeat them, you train your English and your mindset at the same time. One of the best exercises for fluency is the daily life speaking circle. This means you take one normal situation from your life and speak about it in 3 simple steps. First, say what happened. Second, say how you felt. Third, say what you will do next. This structure is very useful because it helps you speak in a natural flow. For example, you can say, "Today I woke up late. I felt a little stressed because I had many things to do. Next time I will sleep earlier and prepare my clothes at night." This is simple English, but it sounds like real communication. You are not only saying random sentences, you are telling a small story. Try another example. "This morning I drank tea before work. I felt calm because the house was quiet. Later, I will take a short walk and clear my mind." Or, "Yesterday I talked to a friend on the phone. I felt happy because we had not spoken for a long time. I will call him again next week." This kind of practice helps you speak about real life, and real life is the best topic for fluency. You do not need strange topics. You do not need difficult debates. Most daily conversations are about small events, feelings, plans, problems, choices, and opinions. If you can talk about those things, your English becomes useful. Now I want you to practice your own daily life speaking circle. Think about one small thing that happened today. Maybe you woke up early. Maybe you ate breakfast. Maybe you studied. Maybe you worked. Maybe you cleaned something. Maybe you talked to someone. Now say 3 sentences. Start with, "Today then say, "I felt." Then say, "Later I will." For example, "Today I practiced English. I felt proud because I did not give up." Later, I will repeat some useful sentences. This exercise is simple enough for beginners, but strong enough for every learner because it builds natural speaking rhythm. Another important habit is to ask yourself follow-up questions. In real conversation, one answer often leads to another question. If someone asks, "What did you do today?" you may answer, "I worked." But that answer is very short. To speak more fluently, train yourself to expand. Ask, "What kind of work? Was it easy or difficult? How did I feel? What happened after that?" Then your answer becomes longer. "I worked on an important task today. It was a little difficult because I had to focus for a long time, but I felt satisfied when I finished it." You see, this sounds more natural. You are not using very advanced English. You are simply adding details. Let us practice expanding answers. If the answer is, "I studied English," you can expand it like this. "I studied English for 20 minutes today. I practiced speaking because I want to think faster in English. It was not perfect, but I felt good because I tried." If the answer is, "I went outside," you can expand it like this. "I went outside in the evening. The weather was nice, and I walked slowly for a few minutes. It helped me feel relaxed." If the answer is, "I was busy," you can expand it like this. "I was busy today because I had many small tasks. I felt tired, but I finished most of them. Now I want to rest." This is how you turn small English into fluent English. A very useful rule is to add one reason and one detail. If you say, "I like learning English," add a reason. "I like learning English because it gives me more confidence." Then add a detail. "When I understand something without translation, I feel proud." Now your idea is stronger. If you say, "I feel nervous when I speak," add a reason. "I feel nervous when I speak because I worry about mistakes." Then add a detail. "Sometimes I know the answer, but my mouth becomes slow." This kind of practice makes your English more natural because real speaking is not only short answers. Real speaking has reasons, details, and feelings. Now let us practice with a few sentence patterns. Say, "I like English because," and finish it with your own reason. Maybe you say, "I like English because it helps me connect with people." Now say, "I want to speak fluently because," and finish it with your own reason. Maybe you say, I want to speak fluently because I want better opportunities. Now say, I feel nervous when, and finish it honestly. Maybe you say, I feel nervous when someone asks me a question quickly. These patterns help you think and speak at the same time. They also help you discover your real English voice. You should also practice speaking before real situations happen. This is called mental rehearsal. It means you imagine a situation and you practice what you might say. For example, imagine you are ordering food. You can say, "Hi, I would like a cup of tea, please. Can I have this without sugar? How much is it? Thank you." Imagine you are meeting someone. You can say, "Nice to meet you. How is your day going? I am learning English, so I am trying to speak more." Imagine you are asking for help. You can say, "Excuse me, can you help me? I am looking for this place. Could you say that again, please?" When you practice before the real moment becomes easier. The reason mental rehearsal works is simple. Your brain likes familiar things. If you have already practiced a sentence many times alone, it does not feel completely new when you need it in real life. You may still feel nervous, but you will have a path. You will not be starting from zero. So before a phone call, practice 2 or 3 sentences. Before a meeting, practice how to introduce your idea. Before talking to a new person, practice 1 question and 1 answer. You do not need to predict the whole conversation. Just prepare a few useful lines. These lines become your support. Here is a small phone call practice. Imagine someone calls you and asks, "Are you free right now?" You can say, "Yes, I have a few minutes. What's up?" Or you can say, "I'm a little busy right now. Can I call you back later?" Now imagine someone says, "Can you explain this to me?" You can answer, "Yes, I'll try to explain it simply." Or, "I'm not completely sure, but I can share what I know." These sentences are useful because they are realistic. They are not textbook sentences. They are the kind of sentences you can actually use in daily life. The more you practice these daily situations, the more your English becomes connected to reality. You stop thinking of English as something far away. You begin to feel that English belongs in your day. You can use it when you plan, when you speak to yourself, when you describe your actions, when you answer questions, when you explain your feelings, and when you prepare for real conversations. This is how thinking in English becomes speaking in English. First, the sentence appears in your mind. Then it comes out of your mouth. Then, with repetition, it becomes faster, clearer, and more natural. Now, one more thing you must remember is that fluency grows better when you stop testing yourself all the time. Many learners speak 1 sentence and immediately judge it. They think, "Was that correct? Did I make a mistake? Do I sound bad? Is my accent wrong?" And because they judge every sentence so quickly, their speaking becomes heavy. My friend, when you are practicing, do not become a harsh examiner. Become a patient trainer. A trainer does not stop after 1 mistake. A trainer says, "Again, try again. Make it smoother this time." This is how you should treat your English. If 1 sentence is not clear, say it again. If 1 word is difficult, use an easier word. If your pronunciation feels weak, repeat the sentence slowly. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to train yourself. A powerful practice is to repeat 1 idea in 3 different ways. This helps your brain become flexible. For example, the idea is, "I am learning English because I want to speak fluently." You can say it again like this: "I practice English every day because I want to speak with more confidence." Then you can say it another way: "My goal is to use English naturally in real conversations." The meaning is almost the same, but the sentence changes. This kind of practice teaches your brain that there is not only 1 perfect sentence. There are many ways to express the same idea. And when you understand this, you feel freer. You stop searching for the perfect sentence, and you start communicating. Let us practice this with a daily life idea. The idea is, "I am busy today." Now say it in different ways. "I have many things to do today." "My schedule is full today." "Today is a little busy for me." Now take another idea. "I am tired." You can say, "I need some rest." "My body feels low on energy." "I should take a short break." This is how fluent speakers survive real conversations. They do not stop when one sentence is missing. They move around the problem. They use another path. They keep the meaning alive. You can also use a very simple evening review to build your English thinking. At the end of the day, ask yourself 3 questions in English. What did I do today? How did I feel? What will I do tomorrow? Then answer with simple sentences. Today I practiced English and finished some work. I felt busy, but I also felt proud. Tomorrow I will practice again for 10 minutes. This small review helps your brain organize memories in English. It also gives you natural practice with past, present, and future without making it feel like a grammar lesson. You are simply talking about your life. Now imagine doing this every day for 1 month. In the morning, you name your actions in English. During the day, you describe what you see and feel. When you have time, you answer simple questions. When you forget a word, you use easier English. When you are alone, you speak out loud for a few minutes. At night, you review your day in English. None of these habits is difficult, but together, they can change the way your brain handles English. Slowly, English becomes less like a subject and more like a voice inside you. Slowly, your mouth becomes less afraid. Slowly, your sentences come with more comfort. So the real secret is not to force your brain to think in English all day. That can feel stressful. The real secret is to create small English moments many times a day. 1 sentence in the morning, 1 thought while walking, 1 opinion while eating, 1 answer while practicing, 1 short review before sleeping. These small moments tell your brain English belongs here. And when your brain hears that message again and again, it begins to believe it. So keep your practice simple, but keep it alive. Use the English you already know. Speak before you feel ready. Think in small sentences. Repeat useful chunks. Talk about your real life. Use easy words when difficult words do not come. And when you make mistakes, continue. Every time you continue, you become stronger. Every time you speak, even for a few seconds, you are training your future fluency. You are teaching your brain that English is not something far away. It is something you can use right now, in this moment, with this breath, with this sentence, and with the voice you already have. And now, my friend, I want you to think about one very important question. What kind of English speaker are you training yourself to become? Not someday in a perfect future, but today, with the level you have right now. Are you training yourself to be someone who waits silently until every sentence is perfect? Or are you training yourself to be someone who tries, speaks, adjusts, and continues? This question matters because your daily habits are shaping your English identity. If you practice silence every day, silence becomes natural. If you practice speaking every day, speaking becomes natural. If you practice translating every thought, translation becomes your habit. But if you practice creating small English thoughts directly, English thinking becomes your habit. This is why you should not measure your progress only by how many new words you learn. Of course, vocabulary is useful, grammar is useful, listening is useful, but fluency is also about how quickly you can use what you already know. Many learners know the words today, tomorrow, need, want, feel, think, because, but, and so. These are simple words, but with these words, you can say many real things. You can say, today I feel tired, but I want to practice. You can say, tomorrow I need to wake up early, so I should sleep soon. You can say, I think English is difficult sometimes, but I know I can improve. You see, you do not always need advanced words to sound meaningful. You need control over simple words. Let us do one more practice with simple words. Take the sentence, I want to speak English. Now make it longer with because. I want to speak English because I want to feel confident. Now make it more personal with when. I want to speak English because I want to feel confident when I meet new people. Now make it stronger with but. I want to speak English because I want to feel confident when I meet new people. But sometimes I feel nervous. Now add hope with so. I want to speak English because I want to feel confident when I meet new people. But sometimes I feel nervous, so I practice a little every day. This is how you build longer speech from simple parts. You do not need to jump directly into long advanced sentences. You build one layer at a time. This method is very useful in daily conversation. If someone asks, "Why are you learning English?" you do not need to panic. You can begin simply, "I am learning English because I want better communication." Then add one detail. "I want to talk to more people and understand more content." Then add one feeling. "Sometimes it is difficult, but I enjoy the progress." This answer is clear, natural, and personal. It is not perfect, but it communicates. And communication is the real purpose of speaking. Another helpful habit is to keep a small list of personal sentences. These are sentences about your real life that you can repeat again and again until they become automatic. For example, "I am trying to improve my English speaking. I usually practice in the morning. I feel nervous when I speak too fast. I want to express my ideas clearly. I learn better when I practice with real situations." These sentences are valuable because you will need them often. Many conversations begin with who you are, what you do, what you like, what you want, and how you feel. If you practice personal sentences, you prepare yourself for real introductions and real conversations. You can create your own personal sentence list today. Write or say 5 sentences about your routine, 5 sentences about your goals, 5 sentences about your feelings, and 5 sentences about your English learning. For your routine, you can say, "I wake up early. I work during the day. I study English when I have time." For your goals, you can say, "I want to speak fluently. I want to understand people more easily. I want to answer questions faster." For your feelings, you can say, "I feel when I understand English. I feel nervous when I speak with someone new. I feel proud when I complete my practice." These sentences become your speaking foundation. The final thing I want you to carry with you is this: fluency is not built by pressure. It is built by repetition, patience, and real use. You do not need to attack yourself for being slow. You do not need to feel ashamed because you translate sometimes. Translation is a normal stage. But now you are learning how to move beyond it. Every time you describe your action in English, you are moving beyond it. Every time you answer a simple question in English, you are moving beyond it. Every time you use easy words instead of stopping, you are moving beyond it. Every time you speak out loud, even quietly, you are moving beyond it. So after this lesson, do not just close everything and forget the practice. Choose one small habit and begin today. Maybe you will describe your morning in English. Maybe you will speak for 1 minute about your day. Maybe you will practice 5 "I need to" sentences. Maybe you will review your day before sleeping. Choose one habit that feels easy enough to repeat, because the habit you repeat is the habit that changes you. And little by little, you will notice that English begins to feel closer. Your thoughts become simpler and faster. Your mouth becomes more comfortable. Your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence becomes stronger. And one day, when someone speaks to you in English, you will not feel that same heavy pause inside your mind. You will breathe, you will begin with simple words, and you will speak. Before we finish, I want to give you a simple daily routine that you can actually follow. Many learners listen to advice, feel motivated for a few minutes, and then go back to the same old habits. But if you want to think in English and speak fluently, you need a routine that is easy enough to repeat even on a busy day. Do not create a plan that feels too heavy. Do not tell yourself, "I will practice English for 3 hours every day," if you know that you cannot continue it. Start with something small, clear, and realistic. 10 minutes of focused daily practice can change more than 1 hour of practice that happens only once and then disappears. In the morning, give yourself 2 minutes of English thinking. When you wake up, do not touch your phone immediately. Just describe your morning in English. Say, "I am awake. I feel sleepy. I need to get up. Today I have some work to do. I will try to stay calm and focused." If you want to make it longer, add your plan. "First, I will wash my face. Then I will drink water. After that, I will start my day." These small sentences prepare your brain to use English from the beginning of the day. You are teaching your mind that English is not only for lessons. English can live inside your normal routine. During the day, use 1-minute speaking practice. Choose any moment when you are alone. Maybe you are walking. Maybe you are waiting. Maybe you are sitting quietly. Speak for 1 minute about what is happening around you. You can say, I am sitting here and practicing English. The room is quiet. I can hear some sounds outside. I feel calm right now. I want to speak more naturally, so I am training my brain little by little. If you cannot speak out loud, speak in your mind. But when you get the chance, use your voice. Your mouth needs practice, not only your brain. In the afternoon or evening, choose one useful sentence pattern and repeat it with different endings. For example, choose, I am trying to, and say, I am trying to think in English. I am trying to speak more clearly. I am trying to stop translate too much. I am trying to practice every day. I am trying to stay confident. Then choose another pattern, like I feel, and say, I feel better when I practice. I feel nervous when I speak quickly. I feel proud when I finish my practice. I feel more confident with simple sentences. This kind of repetition is not boring if you connect it to your real life. It becomes personal, and personal English stays in your mind longer. At night, do a short English review of your day. Ask yourself, what did I do today? What was easy? What was difficult? What will I do tomorrow? Then answer simply. Today I practiced English and completed some work. Speaking was a little difficult, but I continued. Tomorrow I will practice again for 10 minutes. This review is powerful because it helps you use English for memory, feelings, and future plans. You are not only practicing random sentences, you are building the habit of living with English. Now, if you want to make this routine even stronger, record your voice once a day. It can be only 30 seconds. Do not record to judge yourself harshly. Record to notice progress. Say something simple like, today I am practicing English because I want to speak fluently. I know I make mistakes, but I am improving. I will keep using simple English every day. After 1 week, listen to your first recording and your newest recording. You may notice that your voice sounds a little more comfortable. Your speed may improve. Your fear may become smaller. This is how progress becomes visible. And when you feel stuck, remember this. You are not trying to become perfect in 1 day. You are training a new habit. At first, your brain will still translate. That is okay. At first, your sentences will be slow. That is okay. At first, you may repeat the same simple words many times. That is okay too. Repetition is not failure. Repetition is training. Every fluent speaker has repeated basic words thousands of times. Every confident speaker has practiced simple sentences again and again. So do not look down on small practice. Small practice is the bridge between understanding English and speaking English. So from today, make English a small part of every day. Think 1 sentence in the morning. Speak 1 minute during the day. Repeat 1 useful pattern. Review your day at night. Record your voice when you can. And most importantly, continue even when it feels imperfect. Because the learner who continues slowly will go much farther than the learner who waits for perfect confidence. Your English voice is already inside you. It may be quiet now. It may feel slow now. But every time you practice, you make it stronger. Every time you think in English, you wake it up. Every time you speak, you bring it closer to real fluency. Now I want you to understand one more important thing about thinking in English. Your brain needs familiar situations. If you only practice random sentences, your English may improve a little, but it may not feel natural in real life. So instead of practicing only separate words, practice full situations. Imagine that you are at a small shop. Imagine that you are talking to a friend. Imagine that you are calling someone. Imagine that you are explaining your problem. Imagine that you are telling someone about your day. When your brain practices situations, it becomes ready for real communication, because real speaking always happens inside a situation. Let us imagine a simple situation together. You are at a cafe and you want to order something. In your mind, you can practice, "Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please? Do you have tea? Can I get it without sugar? How much is it? Thank you. Have a nice day. These sentences are very simple, but they are useful. Now imagine another situation. You are meeting someone new. You can say, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Jack Ma. I am learning English. I am trying to speak more confidently. What do you do? How is your day going?" When you practice situations like this, your English becomes connected to real moments, not just to study time. Now let us practice a daily conversation in your mind. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you usually do in the morning?" You can answer, "In the morning, I usually wake up, wash my face, and drink some water. After that, I check my plan for the day. If I have time, I practice English for a few minutes." Now make it more personal. I like practicing in the morning because my mind feels fresh. I do not speak perfectly, but I try to use simple sentences. This is a very good answer because it has routine, reason, feeling, and honesty. You are not only answering the question, you are communicating like a real person. Now imagine someone asks, "Why do you want to think in English?" You can say, "I want to think in English because I do not want to translate every sentence in my mind. When I translate too much, I speak slowly and feel nervous. I want English to become more natural for me, so I practice small thoughts every day." This answer is simple, but it is strong. It explains the problem, the goal, and the action. If you practice answers like this, you will feel more prepared when someone asks you real questions. A useful exercise is to take one common question and answer it in 3 lengths. First, give a short answer, then give a medium answer, then give a longer answer. For example, the question is, "How was your day?" A short answer is, "It was good." A medium answer is, "It was good but a little busy. I finished some work and practiced English." A longer answer is, "It was good, but a little busy. I had many small tasks, so I felt tired in the afternoon. But I still practiced English for a few minutes, and that made me feel proud." This exercise teaches you control. Sometimes you need a short answer. Sometimes you need more details. A fluent speaker knows how to adjust. Let us try another one. The question is, "What are you learning these days?" A short answer is, "I am learning English." A medium answer is, "I am learning English, especially speaking and listening." A longer answer is, "I am learning English because I want to speak more naturally. Right now, I am trying to think in English instead of translating everything." I practice with small daily sentences, and I try to speak out loud when I am alone. You can use this method with many questions. What do you like? What did you do yesterday? What will you do tomorrow? What is difficult for you? What helps you learn? These questions prepare you for normal conversation. Now, when you practice, do not always speak like you are reading from a book. Try to speak like you are talking to a real person. Use a natural voice. Use emotion. If you say, "I am happy," let your voice sound happy. If you say, "I feel tired," let your voice sound calm and tired. If you say, "I am trying," let your voice sound honest. English is not only words. English is also rhythm, feeling, and confidence. When you practice with emotion, the sentences become more memorable. Your brain remembers them better because they feel real. You can also practice by asking and answering your own questions, like a short conversation. Ask, "Are you improving?" Then answer, "Yes, I think I am improving slowly." Ask, "What helps you improve?" Then answer, "Daily practice helps me improve." Ask, "What is still difficult?" Then answer, "Speaking quickly is still difficult for me, but I am getting better." This may feel simple, but it trains both sides of conversation. You learn to ask and you learn to answer. This is very useful because many learners only practice answers, but real communication also needs questions. So today, choose one daily situation and practice it 3 times. Maybe ordering food, maybe talking about your day, maybe introducing yourself, maybe asking for help, maybe making a phone call. Practice the same situation slowly first, then practice it again with a little more confidence. Then practice it one more time as if the situation is real. This kind of repetition builds familiarity, and familiarity reduces fear. When your brain has already visited a situation many times in practice, the real situation feels less scary. And remember, my friend, The goal is not to sound perfect. The goal is to become ready, ready to begin, ready to continue, ready to use simple English even when you feel nervous, ready to replace difficult words with easy words, ready to speak with a calm mind. The more situations you practice, the more choices you have in real conversation. And when you have more choices, you feel less trapped. You stop thinking, I do not know what to say. And you begin thinking, I have something simple I can say. That simple sentence is often enough to keep the conversation alive. Now, as you continue training yourself to think in English, you must also learn to be comfortable with slow progress. Many learners practice for 2 or 3 days and then become disappointed because they still cannot speak perfectly. But my friend, language does not change in one moment. It changes through repeated contact. It changes because you return to it again and again. It changes because your brain slowly begins to recognize patterns. Your mouth slowly becomes familiar with sounds, and your confidence slowly becomes stronger through use. So do not ask, why am I not fluent yet? Ask a better question. Did I use English today? If the answer is yes, even for a few minutes, then you are moving. One of the most useful things you can do is create English around your real identity. Do not only practice sentences that belong to other people, practice sentences that belong to you. Talk about your routine. Talk about your family. Talk about your work. Talk about your goals. Talk about your favorite food, your favorite time of day, your small problems, your plans for tomorrow, and your feelings about learning English. When English is connected to your real life, it becomes easier to remember and easier to use. For example, do not only say, I like coffee. Make it real. Say, I like drinking coffee in the morning because it helps me feel awake. Do not only say, I study English. Make it real. Say, I study English because I want to speak with more confidence in daily conversations. This is how English becomes your own voice. You can also train yourself with simple storytelling. Storytelling is one of the best ways to build fluency because it teaches your brain to connect sentences. Choose one small event from your day and tell it in English. It does not need to be exciting. It can be very simple. You can say, this morning I woke up a little late. I felt rushed because I had to start my work quickly. I washed my face, drank some water, and prepared myself for the day. At first, I felt stressed, but after a few minutes, I became calmer. This kind of story helps you practice time, action, feeling, and order. And these are the same things you need in real conversations. Let us practice one simple story together. Think about yesterday. What did you do? Maybe your day was normal. That is okay. A normal day is still useful for English practice. You can say, yesterday I stayed at home and finished some work. In the afternoon I felt tired, so I took a short break. Later, I practiced English for a few minutes. It was not perfect, but I was happy because I continued. Now make your own story. Start with yesterday I, then add one feeling with I felt, then add one result with after that. You are not memorizing a lesson. You are teaching your brain how to move through a real thought in English. Another powerful habit is to practice small conversations with yourself. You can ask, what do I want today? Then answer, I want to stay focused. Ask, what is my biggest challenge in English? Then answer, my biggest challenge is speaking without translating. Ask, what can I do about it? Then answer, I can practice simple sentences every day. This self-conversation may feel strange at first, but it is very effective because it trains your brain to respond. Real speaking is not only repeating sentences. Real speaking is reacting, choosing, answering, explaining, and continuing. When you talk to yourself in English, you build those muscles privately before you need them publicly. You should also remember that thinking in English does not mean you must remove your first language completely. Your first language is not your enemy. It is part of who you are. But when you want to speak English fluently, you need to give English more direct practice. If your brain always takes every idea through your first language first, English will feel slow. So little by little, give English its own space. A small thought, a small sentence, a small question, a small answer. Over time, these small spaces become bigger. You may still translate sometimes, and that is fine, but you will not depend on translation for every sentence. The best fluency routine is simple. Notice the moment. Create a short English thought. Say it out loud if you can. Add one reason or one detail. Continue even if it is imperfect. For example, you notice that you are tired. You think, I am tired. You say, I am tired because I worked a lot today. Then you add, I will rest for a few minutes and then continue. This is real English. This is useful English. This is the kind of English that prepares you for daily life. So keep practicing in a way that feels human, not stressful. When you wake up, make one English thought. When you walk, describe what you see. When you eat, describe what you taste. When you feel nervous, calm yourself in English. When you finish the day, tell a small story. When you forget a word, use another word. When your sentence is not perfect, say it again more clearly. This is how you train fluency. Not through pressure, not through fear, and not through waiting, but through small daily use. And the next time you feel stuck, remember that your goal is not to speak perfect English in every moment. Your goal is to communicate. Your goal is to keep going. Your goal is to make English feel normal in your mind and comfortable in your mouth. If you can say one sentence today, say one sentence. If you can speak for 1 minute tomorrow, speak for 1 minute. If you can tell a small story next week, tell a small story. Every sentence is a step. Every step builds movement. And with enough movement, your English will no longer feel like something locked inside your mind. It will become something you can use, something you can trust, and something you can speak with more confidence in real life. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end, my friend. I really hope this lesson helped you understand that thinking in English and speaking fluently is not something impossible. It is not something only lucky people can do. It is something you can train slowly with simple daily practice, real-life sentences, and a patient mind. You do not need to wait until your English is perfect. You do not need to know every grammar rule before you speak. You can begin today with the words you already know, the life you already have, and the voice that is already inside you. So after this lesson, choose one small practice and do it today. Think one sentence in English when you wake up. Describe one action while you are doing it. Speak for 1 minute about your day. Ask yourself one simple question and answer it in English. If you do this every day, even for a short time, your brain will slowly become faster. Your mouth will slowly become more comfortable, and your confidence will slowly become stronger. If this lesson helped you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more simple, practical, and useful English lessons. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your progress. This is Jack Ma, and I will see you in the next lesson.